Hi Nick, thank you so much for coming and joining us here at World Smart Cities Forum.
Thank you for having us.
No, likewise. And I just want to kickstart just by saying, want to learn a bit more about BlockDox and what you guys do, and then maybe going and involving the conversation to see how you work with smart cities and how you can actually help with certain challenges that we're facing.
So BlockDox is a smart city startup based in London, in East London, in Canary Wharf. We've now grown to a team of around 15 people, mostly engineers and data scientists, and we're using artificial intelligence to solve some of the biggest problems in the built environment and smart cities today.
Excellent, nice. And so what are the type of challenges and that you face nowadays, and what type of companies are you working with and supporting?
So we're really focused on two verticals within smart cities. First is the smart buildings, and the second is public transportation.
Okay, awesome. And so in terms of public transportation, because that's such a big, vast area, I presume you're working with TfL, or who are you mainly working with?
So you're right. Improving mobility within a city is one of the key challenges real smart cities are tackling. So we've had the opportunity to deploy our technology here in London with London Overground and some of the major train operating companies, and we're using our technology to gather data about how the rail system is used, how many passengers are travelling in real time, and then we can do predictive analytics and insights to help improve those services.
That's really amazing. And I mean, I presume this is one of the main questions you might be asked is, in terms of the data that you're collecting, is it just anonymous data, so you don't know exactly who the people are, and it's just more figures and information that you're basically receiving to see and help optimize maybe the station and its surroundings? Am I correct in presuming that?
Absolutely. So we have an emphasis on anonymous data collection. We don't use any cameras. We don't collect any personal information, and we use multiple different data sources, including passenger counting, but other types of data as well, such as timetabling and weather and so on. And what we're able to deliver are insights which help with capacity management and overcrowding and improving timetabling and many issues which can improve how an effective train service can run.
100%, and I think it's so, I mean, I love the fact that you said there's no cameras and stuff involved. So then I presume you're using sensors and other IoT devices to measure and track other people?
Exactly, yes.
And yeah, I think that's really awesome, because I think one of the main issues with smart cities and a lot of people that are worried is, oh, if everyone's getting data, where's that data going, and how much information does someone hold on them? And I think that if you're giving that sense of anonymous type of identity, then I think people will be a lot more interested and a lot more open to actually having this data available. And I'm sure there's a lot of benefits that TfL have actually seen from it. Or have you been active in this project for long?
So we've been working in the rail sector now for approximately 18 months. And our experience in the rail sector really came from our previous work in smart buildings. And we were looking for really big buildings in which to deploy our technology, and came across stations, train stations, and one thing led to another.
Oh, excellent. And in terms of smart buildings, and what other type of projects have you worked on?
So mainly at the moment we're focused within the smart building sector in offices, commercial buildings, retail buildings, as well as museums and heritage sites as well.
Nice, excellent. And are you mainly focused in London, or are you playing internationally as well?
So we're fortunate to have some funding from the Newton Fund, and we're actually collaborating right now with some partners in China, and we're about to deploy our first installation in a hospital in Guangdong, where we're going to be using the BlockDox technology in a smart city platform, which has been developed by our Chinese partners.
Oh, that's amazing. And what are some of the outcomes and stuff you're looking to solve, and how are you going to be implementing it?
So the Smart Cities platform provides cities with a unique insight into their use of natural resources, and using the BlockDox technology and also some algorithms which have been developed here in London by Queen Mary University, we can help provide that micro data for how different parts of the city are consuming their natural resources.
That's really, really interesting, because that really ties into the environment and sustainability. So you can actually look at different avenues and see how you can benefit and actually save a lot of energy resources. Are you looking to tie in your technology to any environmental projects as well, or are you mainly focused on just supporting transport and smart buildings?
Well, we've already done a project in Germany, actually, around outdoor air quality and measuring how many people within a certain radius are affected by pollution levels.
Wow, okay.
We're now also looking at indoor air quality, because even within a smart city, there may be urban pollution, but you might have certain islands of buildings within a polluted area where actually the air quality is better.
Yes.
And that could influence people's decisions as to where they want to live or work or shop or play.
That's really, really interesting. So in Germany then, which city did you work on, or was it just overall national type of project?
We were working in a city about 2 hours from Berlin.
Okay, wow, excellent. And so, I mean, that's just really, really interesting stuff. So you've been working with, so you worked in China, in London, in Germany. Are you looking to go and outreach anywhere else in the world?
Well, those are already some quite demanding territories, but we're open to other cities and countries which feel that they could benefit from the BlockDox technology. But we're still a growing company. So
100%. I think, I mean, the stuff you're doing is really amazing, and I just want to, if you were to summarize, if there was like someone from government or other projects and potential partners that were interested in your type of technology, what would be like the top 3 solutions that you can maybe provide them, or like your USP that you really want to be known for?
We're really providing artificial intelligence for the built environment. There's a lot of hype around IoT and data collection right now, and there are many dashboards and graphs and pie charts which get generated. In a sense, there's so much data being generated. The important thing is, what are you going to do with that data? And that's where BlockDox can help you, because we don't just rely on our own sensors. We're able to ingest data from multiple different sources, and what we can do is we can use our experience to automate the interpretation and bring meaning to that data, which will answer the question of so what.
Yeah, and that's really, really important. When it comes to data, I think a lot of people are gathering a lot of big data, but they found out that 70% of it is quite useless, or they don't know how to interpret it. And I think by the sound of it, you're getting data which actually is valuable and matters to companies, and something that's actually actionable. And I'm just more curious to know, actually, then, do you have multiple APIs that connect to different platforms, or do you develop them yourself, or how do you operate on that?
Yes, so it's a mixture of all of these things, and I guess part of our secret sauce is being able to understand which data points are going to be the most useful and blended together in the right recipe in order to help smart cities, and even a more micro level, buildings within cities become more intelligent and for the benefit of the citizens and the tenants and the people who make smart cities function.
And that kind of brings me to like my next point, because I really wanted to ask you, in the next 4 to 5 years, like, what's your vision? Like, where do you want to take BlockDox in terms of seeing the development of smart cities now, and how a lot of people, a lot of countries are really interested in that type of development? And we're seeing technology evolve at such an amazing pace now. Like, what are you most excited to see, and in what direction are you thinking that you want to see the industry grow, as well as take BlockDox?
Well, I think as for everybody working in the smart cities industry, the greater that there is an adoption of IoT and IoT standards and IoT technology, it will help everybody who's working in the market. So I think that contrary to other types of markets, IoT suffers from generally having to have hardware installed, and so that will take a little bit longer in order to mature. But once the hardware is installed, then there's many benefits, and I think then people in cities will begin to see how these cities become better places, to live and work and relax.
Yeah, 100%. And what do you think, like developing countries, how can they benefit, do you think, from smart cities and smart city development?
Well, I think in a big way, because developing countries don't suffer from the legacy infrastructure that other more developed countries may already have. So they now have big budgets and a big appetite to really catapult themselves to the forefront of smart cities, and they can actually be global leaders in showing how smart cities can be achieved and properly function today.
100%, and I think you're working quite closely with China as well, so you must be outstanding by the development that they're going through, and especially in the last 5 to 6 years, it's been amazing to see.
Yeah, even the transformation since we've been working there has been impressive.
Yeah, that's amazing. But thank you so much, Nick. Unfortunately, that's as much time as we have today.
Thank you.
But it's been an absolute pleasure learning more about BlockDox and seeing what you can do. And we're really looking forward to seeing where your company goes and how you grow. So
Thanks for your
so
time.
much, Nick.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.